So meron tayo dito ng kinds of special matrices. So yung unang kind ng special matrices is yung tinatawag natin transpose of a matrix. Yung A raised to P yan ang magiging symbol natin for transpose of a matrix. Kung sinabi natin transpose of a matrix, it is a matrix wherein the column or row of element of A are the row or column of the matrix A. So yung matrix A, yung column ng matrix, yung row ng matrix A, yun yung magiging column ng ating transpose ng matrix A. So yung row 1 ng given na matrix A, yun yung magiging column ng transpose of matrix A. So yung pangalawang row, yan yung magiging second column. So yung row 1, yan yung magiging first column ng transpose ng matrix. Yung ating row 2, yan yung magiging second column ng ating transpose of matrix A. And then yung third row, yan yung magiging third column ng ating transpose ng ating matrix A. So yan yung ating transpose of matrix A. So yung transpose ng matrix A, given yung matrix A natin, interchange lang natin yung row, gagawin natin siyang column. So that is the transpose. So we have four properties of transpose. So E and B are defined and C is scalar. Parehas yung transpose of A is equal to A. Yung transpose ng CA equal siya sa transpose ng A times C, and then yung transpose ng A plus B equal siya sa transpose ng A plus transpose ng B. And then transpose ng AB equal siya sa transpose ng B and times the transpose ng A. So yan yung mga properties ng transpose. Meron din tayo pangalawang kinds of special matrices natin is yung tinatawag natin conjugate. So this is represented by the symbol A bar. Sinabi natin conjugate, symbol natin dyan bar. So conjugate of a matrix is a matrix whose elements are the conjugate elements of A. So actually, conjugate is true sa ating complex numbers. So, pag maalala ninyo yung complex numbers natin, for example, x plus ay, yung magiging conjugate ng ating complex numbers is magiging x minus iy. So, change yung ating symbol sign dito sa ating complex part ng ating number. So, mag-change yung sign ng ating complex part ng ating numbers. So we have here an example, the matrix A. So 1 minus 2i is a complex number. And 3 plus 4i complex number, may complex number din tayo 4i, 3i, 2i. Yung 2 and negative 4, wala tayong complex numbers. Magiging conjugate ng matrix A natin, yung may complex numbers, yung sign natin is opposite. So, yung 1 minus 2i, pag pinuha mo yung conjugate element ng matrix na ito, magiging 1 plus 2i. So, ito yung nag-change yung sign ng ating complex or yung ating element. So, yung 3 plus 4i, magiging 3 minus 4i. Yung positive 3i, magiging negative. So, yung positive 3i magiging negative 3i. Negative 2i magiging 2i. So, yung ating sign. And then yung 2 pa rin siya, negative 4 pa rin siya. So, wala tayong complex numbers sa element 2 and negative 4. So, pag sinabi natin conjugate yung numbers ng ating matrix element is the opposite of the sign of the matrix. So that is for the conjugate. So number three, we have here the conjugate of a matrix. So yung simple na given, itong given, tawag natin dyan, transpose of the conjugate. And then yung simple naman na ito, yung a raised to t bar, tinatawag natin dyan na conjugate of transpose. So meron tayong example dito. So we have here a given matrix A. Meron tayong element na may complex numbers. So yung gagawin natin dyan, pag sinabi natin conjugate, pagsasamahin natin yung ginawa natin sa ating transpose at conjugate. So lahat ng may complex numbers, yung sign niya is the opposite. And then, yung row ng ating matrix magiging column na ng ating conjugate. So, ito, negative 2 minus 4i, ito munang row. So, yung row nitong matrix magiging column ng ating conjugate matrix. And then for the my complex element, my complex numbers tayo sa ating element, yung sign na magiging opposite. So negative 2 minus 4i magiging negative 2 plus 4i. Yung 3i magiging negative 3i. Yung 1 minus i magiging 1 plus i, and 4, that is just a number, 4 pa rin. So, and then second row, magiging second column natin sa ating matrix. 1, 0, negative 3, and then 5i, complex number, magiging negative 5i siya. So, ito lang yung palitan. And then yung third column, magiging yung third row ng ating given matrix ay magiging third column ng ating conjugate of a matrix. So, yung negative 3i, complex number, magiging positive 3i. Negative 2, negative 2 pa rin siya. Negative 4 plus 4i magiging negative 4 minus 4i, and yung 2 magiging. So, conjugate is actually combination of transpose and conjugate. So, meron din tayong properties ng conjugate dito, which is if A and B are defined and C is scalar, yung conjugate ng A equal sa A. Conjugate ng CA is equal to C times conjugate A. And so on. So, meron tayong conjugate ng A plus B equals siya sa conjugate ng A plus conjugate ng B. Yung conjugate ng A times B is equal to B equal siya sa conjugate ng B times conjugate ng A. So, yan yung mga properties ng conjugate. So, number 4 is the upper triangular matrix. So, pag sinabi natin upper triangular matrix, it is a square matrix where elements below the diagonals are 0. So, pag sinabi natin upper triangular, square matrix siya. Hindi siya pwede sa 2 by 3, 3 by 2, 4 by 2. Dapat parehas yung ating number of rows and number of columns. Sabi niya, square matrix. And then, ito yung diagonal natin dito sa ating example. Sabi, pag upper triangular matrix, all elements below this diagonal are 0. So, ito yung 0. So, tawag natin siyang upper triangular. So, yung kabaliktaran naman niya, yung lower triangular matrix, it is a square matrix where elements above the diagonal are 0. So, ito yung magiging diagonal natin. So, pag lahat ng elements na nasa taas ng ating diagonal is 0, ang tawag natin dyan is lower triangular matrix. So, 0 lahat ito nasa upper ng ating diagonal. So, that is lower triangular matrix. Meron din tayong tinatawag na diagonal matrix. Pag sinabi natin diagonal matrix, it is a matrix where elements above and below the diagonals are 0. So, lahat ng elements nung above and below yung ating diagonal is per matrix pa rin tayo is equal to 0. Or pwedeng yung representation ng diagonal, pwede natin ilagay na DG is equal to 4, 1, and 2. So meaning, ito yung magiging diagonal natin, at 3 by 3, ito yung diagonal natin, and lahat ng upper elements and lower elements natin is 0. So, pag meron tayong 1, 0, 0, 1 na element, that is also equal to the diagonal of 1, 1. So, pag sinabi natin diagonal ng 1, 1, meaning meron tayong modified matrix na element ng lower and upper is lower and upper yung diagonal natin is 0. So next, we have here the scalar matrix. It is a diagonal matrix where all elements are the same. So, pag sinabi naman natin scalar matrix, lahat ng diagonal elements daw natin is pare-parehas. So ito dito, yung example natin, yung diagonal natin, lahat 2, 2, 2, 2. And of course, yung upper and then yung ating upper and lower elements are 0. So it is also represented by this symbol VG. Yung ating diagonal tututok, that is scalar matrix. Pare-parehas yung diagonal element ng ating diagonal sa ating matrix. Pare-parehas yung element. And then lastly, we have the unit matrix or the identity matrix. Pag sinabi natin unit matrix or identity matrix, scalar matrix where elements are one represented by 1n. Pwede din ito yung magiging symbol natin where n is the size of the matrix. So ito, 1, 4. Kasi ang matrix natin is 4 by 4. So pag sinabi natin unit matrix, lahat ng diagonal is 1, 0, 0, 0 yung upper and lower ng diagonal. And then, 1 lahat ng ating diagonal elements. So that is a unit matrix. So pag 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. So, pag ganyan naman yung matrix natin, pwede natin siyang represented by I 1, 3. So, 1, 3. So, that is a unit matrix or identity matrix for a particular matrix. So, for special matrices, meron tayong theorem dito. So, theorem 1 states that if the diagonal of a matrix and A is m times n matrix, then multiplication of A by a diagonal matrix is done by taking the product of the ith row diagonal element and the ith row elements of A. So we have here given tayo ng matrix, ito yung matrix A natin, and given yung ating diagonal matrix. So yung magiging product daw nito, yung dalawa, yung matrix A and given the diagonal is just the ith row of the diagonal elements multiplied by the ith row elements A. Nangyari dyan. So, magiging apat ito, apat na row, apat na column, pwede siyang i-multiply. So, we have here 3 times 21, 3 times 7, yan yung 21. So, 33, yung 11 times 3, that is 33. Yung 0 times 3, 0, and yung 3 times 3 is 9. So, yung product ng 3 by the first column, yan yung magiging element natin sa first row. And yung magiging element natin sa second row, yung product ng ating diagonal, yung second column ng diagonal natin multiplied by the second row of our matrix A. And then yung magiging third row natin is the product of the diagonal in column 3, which is 2 times the row of matrix A. That is the elements of the row 3. And lastly, yung 1, yung column 4 ng ating diagonal multiplied by the row is the elements of the fourth row natin. So, ganyan yung theorem natin. So, we also have here the theorem 2 that if diagonal is the diagonal, if DG is the diagonal matrix and A is an n times n matrix, then post multiplication. Yung A comes first before diagonal. And yung post multiplication of A by a diagonal matrix is done by taking the product of ith column of A and the ith column diagonal element. So, ito, post multiplication. So, mauuna yung matrix times yung G. So, ito naman, rehas lang siya. So, this time, ito naman siya. So, yung theorem po natin, yung row element natin, ito. Yung row element natin is the values taken if we have multiply 7 times 3, 11 times 0, 0 times 2, and 3 times 1. So, let's multiply this by this value. Yung 11, 0, yung 0 by 2, and yung 3 by 1. So, yung makukuha natin elements, yan yung ating 1. So, sa row 2 naman, you just have to multiply 9, 8, negative 5, and 9 doon sa ating diagonal na 3, 0, 2, 1, and so on. Ganyan din yung gagawin din sa third row and then yung ating fourth row. So, multiply natin yung third row dito sa diagonal, makukuha natin third element ng 80. And then yung fourth row, i-multiply natin dito sa ating diagonal, makukuha natin yung elements ng ating fourth row sa matrix A, D. So yan yung theorem for the matrices. So we have here a sample problem. So we have a given matrix of A, given din yung matrix ng B, which is a 2 by 2 matrix, given yung matrix ng C, 2 by 2 rin, and then X, which is the X1, X2, X3, and X4. So yung hahanapin natin dito is we need to solve for the value of X in the equation AX B minus I2. Hanapin daw natin yung value X. So, yung unang gagawin natin, AX, ilagay natin yung matrix ng A, which is 1, 3, 2, 4. And then multiply by the matrix of X, which is X1, X3, X2, and X4. So, that is equal to B. Ano yung matrix ng B natin? This is 3, 1, 1, 0. Minus I2. Pag sinabi natin I2, that is equal to the identity matrix ito of a 2 by 2 matrix. Nangyayari dyan, minus identity matrix. Sabi natin yung identity matrix, lahat ng diagonal is 1, yung upper and lower niya is 0. And then yung 2, that will represent the dimension of our matrix. 1, 0, 0, 1. Yan yung nagiging I2 natin. So, natin dito, expand natin ito to solve for the value of X. So, let's multiply natin yung A times X. So, multiply A times X. So, we have 1 times X1. So, multiply natin yung row dito sa ating column. And then, yun yung magiging element ng ating first row, first column. So, 1 times X1, X1, plus 2 times X3, that is 2X3. So, that is X1 plus 2X3. So, yung magiging element naman natin sa second row of the first column is the product of our second row ng A, and then yung column pa rin ng ating X. So, meron tayong 3X1 plus 4X3. Yan yung magiging element natin. So, yung element ng first row, second column, so, i-multiply natin yung first row natin dito sa ating second column, that is X2. So, 1 times X2, 2 times X4, that is plus 2X4. And then yung 3 times X2 plus 4 times X4. So, 3X2 plus 4X4. That will be equal to, so i-minus natin ito, 3 minus 1, that is 2. 1 minus 0, that is 0. 1 minus 0, that is 0. 1 minus 0 is 1. 1 minus 0 is 1. So, meron tayong 1 dito. And then 0 minus 1 is equal to negative 1. So, yan yung magiging expansion ng ating equation of a matrix. So, anong gagawin natin to solve for the values of our x1? So, ito yung magiging matrix natin. So, kukunin na natin yung equation. So, this matrix is equal to this matrix. So, pag inad mo yung x1 plus 2x of 3, ang lalabas dyan is 2. So, yan yung first row, first column. Yung x2 plus 2x4 equal siya sa 0. Yung 3x1 plus 4x3 equal siya sa 1. And then 3x2 plus 4x4 equal siya sa negative 1. So, yan yung magiging equations natin. So, yung una, kukunin natin yung row 1, column 1. That is x1 plus root x3. That is equal to 2. So, let's say kunin natin yung value ng x1 in terms of x3. That is equal to 2 minus 2x3. So, yung x1 natin in terms of x3 is equal to 2 minus 2x3. So, next, yung second column naman natin. Second row, first column pa rin. Yung 3x1 plus 4x3. That is equal to 1. So, meron na tayong value ng x1 in terms of 2x3. So, ito yun. So, i-substitute natin yung value ng x1 dito to solve for the value of x3. So, 3, yung x1 natin given, which is 2 minus 2x3 plus 4x3 is equal to 1. So, simplifying the equation, magiging 6 minus 6x3 plus 4x3 is equal to 1. So, ano yung magiging value natin ngayon ng x3? So, magiging value natin ngayon ng x3 is equal to 5 over 2. So, yan yung value natin ng x3. So, pag may value na tayo ng x3, i-substitute natin itong value ng x3 natin. I-substitute natin itong value ng x3 natin dito sa ating formula sa x1, makukuha natin yung x1 that is equal to 2 minus 2. Yung x3 natin is equal to 5 over 2. So, yung magiging x3 natin is equal to negative 3. So, meron na tayong value ng x1 which is negative 3 at meron na din tayong value ng x3 which is 5 over 2. Meron pa tayong dalawang unknown, yung x2 and x4. So, dito naman tayo sa second column. So, plus 2x4 is equal to 0. So, erase lang natin to. So, yung x2, so yung x2 natin plus 2x4 is equal to 0. In terms of x4, makukuha natin yung value ng x2 which is 1 minus 2x4. And then, second column natin which is 3x2 plus 4x4 that is equal to negative 1. Ito yun. Masasolve natin yung value ng x4. So, meron na tayong x2 of x4. Substitute natin itong value natin dito sa equation. So, 3, yung x3 natin is 1 minus 2x4 plus 4x4 that is equal to negative 1. So, simplifying this equation, makukuha natin yung value ng x4. So, 3 times 1 that is 3 minus 3 times 2x4 that is 6x4 plus 4x4 is equal to 1. So, yung x4 natin ngayon is equal to 2. So, meron na tayong value ng x4 which is equal to 2. Ano naman yung magiging value ng ating x2? I-substitute natin yung value ng x4 which is 2 dito sa ating equation to solve for x2. So, x2 is equal to 1 minus 2x4 which is 2 is equal to Yung x2 natin is negative 3. So may value na din tayo ng x2. So yung values ng ating x1, x2, and x3 and x4 is equal to x1 natin kanina nakuha natin is negative 3. Yung x3 natin is 5 over 3. Yung x2 natin is negative 3 and yung x4 natin is 2. So yan yung magiging values natin for x1, x2, x3, and x4 dito sa ating equation. And then, for another example, number 2. So we have to solve for x. Solve for x. In the equation natin is x is equal to I cubed of c. So solve natin yung x natin. So yung x natin, yung matrix A natin kanina is x1, x3, x2, and x4. Yan yung x natin. Ito pa rin yung label natin. Ito pa rin yung label. Yung x, and then yung c, 1, 2, 4. So yung I2, yung I2 natin, yung identity matrix, 0, 1, times c, which is 1, 2, 2, 4. So ano yung magiging value natin ng x1, x2, and x3? So i-multiply muna natin itong I2 times c, identity matrix natin, and then matrix c. So pag multiply mo yan, 1 times 1 plus 0 times 2, that is 1. So next, 0 times 1 plus 0 times 2, that is equal to 1 times 1, ito. Ito yung multiply natin, row times column and row times column. That is the element of column 1. And then yung row 1 times row 2, yan yung element ng row 1 of column 2, and row 2 times column 2, that is the element of our row 2 column 2. So 1 times 1, 1 plus 0 times 2, that is 0. So 1 yung magiging first element natin. Next is yung second row, first column, that is 0 times this one, 0 times 1 plus 1 times 2, that is 2. May pencil ko. So that is 2. So yung element ng ating first row, second column, that is 1 times 2 plus 4, that is 2. And then yung element ng second row, second column natin, that is row 0 times 2 plus 1 times 4, that is 4. So yan yung magiging element ng ating matrix. So ano na yung magiging value ng x? So yung x1 natin equal siya sa 1, yung x2 natin equal siya sa 2, yung x3 natin equal siya sa 2, and yung x4 natin equal siya sa 4. So yan yung magiging sagot for the second problem.